Welcome back to Old Coin Adventures. Imagine pulling an old penny from a forgotten coin jar. It's dirty, it's worn, and it looks almost worthless. Most people would spend it without thinking twice. But what if that ordinary penny was secretly worth more than a brand new luxury car? Sounds impossible. Yet that's exactly what happened with one incredible American coin, the legendary 1955 double-die Lincoln penny. Today, some genuine examples have sold for well over $100,000. And the most fascinating part is, its incredible value wasn't created by gold, silver, or diamonds. It was created by a mistake. A mistake so obvious that you can actually see it with your own eyes. Look closely at the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, and even the date, 1955. The letters appear doubled, almost as if someone printed the coin twice. Many people who found one thought it was fake. Others believed it had been damaged. Some even spent it like an ordinary 1-cent coin, without realizing they had just given away a small fortune. So, how did this famous error happen? Why did the United States Mint allow these coins into circulation? How many still exist today? And could one still be hiding inside an old coin collection, waiting to be discovered? The answers are far more surprising than you might imagine. Today, we're uncovering the incredible true story of America's most famous error penny, the legendary 1955 double-die Lincoln cent. Let's begin. The year was 1955. The United States Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of Lincoln pennies every single day. Everything seemed completely normal, until one small mistake changed American coin history forever. Before a coin is struck, a master die is created. That die contains every detail: the date, Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, everything. To make that master die, the design had to be pressed into it more than once. Normally, every impression lined up perfectly. But one day, something went terribly wrong. The die shifted slightly between impressions. Instead of creating one sharp design, it created two overlapping images. The doubling was dramatic. It wasn't tiny. It wasn't difficult to see. Anyone looking carefully could immediately notice it. The words, Liberty, In God We Trust, and even the date, 1955, appeared bold and heavily doubled. The mistake was impossible to ignore. But an even bigger question remained. If the error was so obvious, how did these coins ever leave the mint? The answer surprised everyone. Mint workers eventually discovered the defective die. But by that time, thousands of pennies had already been struck. Stopping production completely would have delayed deliveries to banks across the country. So instead of destroying every coin, many of them were mixed together with ordinary pennies and quietly released into circulation. Without any public announcement, without any warning, people unknowingly received them in everyday pocket change. Some spent them, some ignored them, and a lucky few kept them. Without realizing, they were holding one of the most famous error coins in American history. At first, most people had no idea these unusual pennies were valuable. Some laughed at them. Others believed they were counterfeit. Many were simply spent, just like ordinary 1-cent coins. But experienced coin collectors immediately noticed something different. This wasn't damage. It wasn't wear. And it wasn't a machine defect. It was a genuine mint error. One that could never be repeated exactly the same way. News about the mysterious penny spread quickly. Collectors began searching through bank rolls, cash registers, and pocket change. Everyone hoped to find one. Within months, the 1955 double-die penny became one of the most talked-about coins in America. Its value started climbing. Year after year, prices continued to rise. As more collectors entered the market, demand became even stronger. But supply remained limited. Experts believe that only around 20,000 to 24,000 examples entered circulation. And today, far fewer survive in collectible condition. Many were heavily worn. Many disappeared forever. And countless others were unknowingly spent decades ago. That's exactly why high-quality examples are now worth extraordinary amounts of money. A heavily circulated coin can still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But a beautiful uncirculated example, with strong doubling, can easily sell for tens of thousands. And the finest known examples have crossed well over $100,000 at major auctions, all because of one small mistake made inside the United States Mint nearly 70 years ago. But the story doesn't end there. As the years passed, the legend of the 1955 double-die penny only became stronger. Today, it is considered one of the greatest error coins ever produced by the United States Mint. Whenever a genuine example appears at a major auction, collectors from around the world pay close attention. Some are willing to spend thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars for the opportunity to own one. One outstanding example has sold for well over $100,000, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies ever auctioned. But here's something even more fascinating. People are still finding them today. Not very often, but it still happens. An old family coin collection, a forgotten piggy bank, a dusty box stored in an attic, or a jar of pennies that hasn't been opened for decades. Every one of those places could still hide an incredible discovery. That's why collectors never stop searching, because the next valuable coin could be sitting only a few inches away. The 1955 double-die penny isn't valuable because it's made of rare metal. It's valuable because it tells an unforgettable story. A story of one tiny mistake that created one of the greatest treasures in American coin history. A mistake that transformed a simple 1-cent coin into a worldwide legend. That's why collectors don't just see a penny. They see history. They see craftsmanship. And they see one of the most famous mint errors ever discovered. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Old Coin Adventures for more incredible American coin documentaries. And remember, every old coin carries a story, but only a few become legends. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next adventure.